Hey, son. What's going on? I'm in a new location. Your mom put me out the front room. So I'm in my man cave. I'm in the shed back here. I think this is going to be my new location for doing videos. She put me out, man. She made me put the books in here and everything. So, nah, she just wanted to redecorate the front room. So, I guess I got to do it on my lap now. Book I want to talk to you about, Washington Black. The author is Esi Edugyan. I don't know how to pronounce that. She's from Canada, but she's of African descent. I think her family is from Ghana. I see is great writer. This book is nominated for what they call the Man Award, which is a big thing in England. But myself, I don't care about awards and things like that. So, you know, whatever. But I guess some people they take that to be something, some kind of pat on the back or, I can't remember the word for it now. Validation. Hey, But hey, if it works for you, it works for me. But anyway, Washington Black. I'm gonna review this book because it's one of the few books I've read a lot of books about the slavery, about slavery, black people in the New World, what they call the New World. This took place in Barbados. The beginning of the book just talks about how treacherous and cruel that it was. Nothing different from other places where it was, but I guess living on an island, it would have been hard to escape harder than being in the South. And I think, kind of the religious practices of the South made it not as brutal, and there were more coming in. So it was like their lives were, a little bit more expendable. But yeah, man, real brutal stuff at the beginning. This young boy, 5 years old, was already in the fields. With his mother at the time. He didn't even know it was his mother, and for some reason, I think the mother, they called her Big Cat, a big kid. She didn't want, this is what I think, they didn't ever explain that, but I don't think she wanted him to know that he was her mother because, she thought, well, I figured eventually they was gonna sell him off or something happened, and she didn't want him to have that bond or whatever. But he finds out that this was indeed his mother when he actually thought it was just a random lady that kind of took him in. So the master, who was very diabolical, I mean, there's no good slave masters, but he was very cruel to his slaves. He, hold on, I gotta close the skate. His brother was actually doing some kind of experiment, a cloud cutter, a flying machine or something, and he said that Washington Black was small enough, he was small enough to where he was the exact weight to help him. So the book goes into this relationship he has with this man. He calls him Tish. And Tish was basically an abolitionist, more kind of like a free thinker. He had his own prejudice and racist attitudes too, but that he couldn't escape. And I think the book showed that beautifully. But, you know, he did help him. They got in the cloud cutter. They actually escaped. He went to Virginia and he made a decision to stay with this man to go see his father way in the Arctic somewhere, upper Canada. And I'm sitting there reading this book and I'm like, God, this little slave boy has traveled more than like a lot of people in 2018, because he actually went to England. He lived in Nova Scotia, and as he got older, he met this girl, and her father was some kind of scientist or something. He was really into aqua life. It kind of got boring to me after that because I wasn't really into that, but I read it all the way through and I enjoyed it. He actually found out that the lady was his mother. He found out what happened. He actually got back in touch with Tish After about 20 years, he got back in touch with this man, but he realized he had changed. He was a different person. So, this is one of the books I think everybody should read. It's to keep that legacy. If you're into African American history, or if you're into world history, African history, it's just one of those books. I don't really delve into it too much anymore because I'm trying to expand my horizons. But these are one of those books that you have to read. You got to keep abreast. I learned so much about Black people in Canada. I mean, I've read somewhere where they actually invented hockey, but I'm not sure. But I'd love to go to Nova Scotia, to Shelburne, Nova Scotia, and see, man, there's Black people that they were loyal to the British during the American War, and they still have descendants up there. You got slaves that escaped, and because of the fugitive slave laws, they had to go into Canada, you know. And then you got a lot of West Indian people that migrated to Canada. But it's strange because when you think about Canada, you don't think that there's a large population of Black people there. So just hearing that and just learning about that sparked my interest in this book, Washington Black. Very good novel, very very well written. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. You want to know what's going to happen, and for this lady to tell it from this guy's point of view at that age, it's just beautiful. She captured all the feelings and the emotions of what a ignorant, because the guy was ignorant. He didn't know anything about the world, but he just knew that he trusted this man and he wanted to be free. So I enjoyed it. Washington Black, 2018. Read this book. It's pretty good. Y'all have a good one.